Hi, what's up? Hello. My name is Liz, and you're watching For Booking Out Loud. So today I'm going to complete the New Year's book tag. Yeah, I'm going to complete the New Year's book tag. I was tagged by Book Loving Nerd, and of course I will link her channel and video down below. And I believe the original tag is Bookables. She completed it or started it in 2017. That's what I could find, and so of course I'll leave that video and her channel down below as well. The New Year's book tag composes of 6 questions, and they're actually fairly quick, so I'm hoping this video won't be as long as some of my others. And just to get started, I have the first question. How many books are you planning to read this year, being 2021? And I will say that my Goodreads goal is 100. And it's kind of weird because I have set some Goodreads goals for the past couple years and I didn't complete them. I think the last time before 2020 I completed a Goodreads goal was 2016, 2017. And then I went for a couple of years where I just did not read as much because I got busy, school, work, life, right? And so last year was insane for me. 246 books, 47 books, close to 250 books. Never have read that much in my entire life. And I'm not going to try again this year because what I want to do is just focus on what I want to read this next year. And whether that's 200 books or 10. There you go. Didn't think that question would be that complicated. Oh well. Question 2 is, name 5 books that you didn't get to this year but want to make a priority in 2021. And so I did just do a physical TBR list, and I'll link it above and below as well. However, there are certain books that I've had for a while that I want to make a priority from that list. First and foremost is River of Stars by Guy Gabriel Kay. And this book is like a prequel from Under Heaven. And I actually just reread that book and I finished it last week, and it's everything I remembered it was. And this one takes place in the same world, but 400 years later. So I believe the Song Dynasty. I've had this book forever, since I completed Under Heaven for the first time. And so it's been years just sitting on my bookshelf, teasing me, but never just me being able to get to it. And I'm really excited to get to it this year because, again, it's a priority. Now, my second choice is going to be a bit different, and I'm definitely cheating. Last year, I read 2 of Riley Sager's books, which is Home Before Dark was my first one, and then my second one was Lock Every Door. I really enjoyed Home Before Dark, and I did not enjoy Lock Every Door, which is unfortunate. However, he has 2 more books, and I actually asked for them for Christmas, and my brother was able to send them to me, which is really nice of him. So my second choice is going to be Riley Sager's last 2 books, The Last Time I Lied and Final Girls. I think I'm going to like both of them. At least from the description, I'm very excited for both of these books, and I'm going to make a priority because I loved Home Before Dark so much, and Lock Every Door was not my cup of tea, but these 2 books sound like they will be for me, and I just want to get to them as quickly as possible. And now I don't have to wait for the library either. Yes. Thank you, brother. Number 3 is actually going to be another cheat because I'm like that. I really wanted to get to the Six of Crows series, duology, the Six of Crows duology last year, and it just ran out of time and it wasn't available at my library and that kind of thing. And so this year I do want to make a priority to finally get to that duology because I've heard so many wonderful things about it. And number 4, and I've mentioned it in my January TBR, is Survival Math by Mitchell S. Jackson. I've wanted to read this book for a couple of months now, and I believe I'm finally going to get to it this month if everything turns out well. And I'm just really excited and disappointed in myself that it's been taking this long. And then the final book I want to make a priority this year is going to be Karen Slaughter's The Good Daughter. I read Pretty Girls last year, and that was my first Karen Slaughter book, and I absolutely loved it. I finished it probably within 2 days, and it was just the kind of horror book I look for. So I've heard such great things about The Good Daughter as well that I want to get into this book and devour it. It's not on my January TBR, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be on my February. So we'll get to that one. Okay, question 3 of this tag is, what genre do you want to get into this year? Honestly, for me, I've noticed that my top genres are going to be fantasy, horror, thriller, mystery. Partly because I'm reading a ton of Stephen King, and partly just because I really like that genre, or those genres. And so this next year, I want to really get into romance and contemporary fiction, just because I know in the past that I've enjoyed them. And there was quite a few books last year that I really, really fell in love with that were either contemporary or romance. And I don't just want to focus on fantasy this year or thrillers and horror and mysteries this year, even though there'll probably be a lot of the books that I pick. Question 4 is, name 3 non-book related goals for 2021. And it's kind of weird, it's not bookish, but these are goals, so I guess why not? So my number 1 goal that's not bookish this year is to get back into running. Before quarantine started last year and before everything was shut down, I really started to get back into running, and I was already set and signed up for the Portland half marathon, and it was going to be my first half marathon. And like everything that happened, pandemic. So the half marathon was canceled, or the Portland marathon in general was canceled. And as soon as I found that out, I really stopped running. I think I've only ran 5 times after that last year. And so this year I do want to start up again, whether or not the marathons are going to be opened and ready to go. But get back into running is goal number 1. Goal number 2, again, with the lockdown and everything that happened last year, I really got into cooking, specifically cooking from scratch, and I've fallen in love with it. I wouldn't say I'm a bread maker, but I loved making pasta noodles from scratch. I loved making shepherd's pie, pot pie, a couple of different chicken dishes and salmon dishes, and I just want to get into that again. Of course, I love baking as well in that stream, but not good for me to be baking every day. So at least cooking for the majority of the week and not going out. And then goal number 3 is kind of in 2 parts. This next year, I want to get the COVID vaccine, partly for selfish reasons and partly because I'm a teacher and all I can do when I'm teaching during the day on my screen is feel like I'm missing my students. I have a lot of students that are continual with me throughout all 4 years, and some students I just want to see how they're doing. I just found out a couple days ago that one of my students that started with me in school got into college, and I got that information through a text, and he wasn't able to tell me himself. I wasn't able to congratulate him one-on-one, and it just hurts. So I want to get back to my students safely next year as well. Okay, back to happy things. Question 5 of this tag is, what's a book you've had forever but you still need to read? And again, I did my TBR video, I did a physical book TBR video earlier this month, but I think one of the oldest books on my shelf that I have not read, Charles Dickens' David Copperfield. I'm pretty sure it was a present, again, from my brother. He's awesome. And it's just a book he gave me because he thought I'd like it. Apparently it's supposed to be a fantasy novel of some sort. I don't really know what David Copperfield is about, and I've never opened it since I received it as a present. So this is one, again, that I want to get into this year and get it off my physical TBR after years and years of owning it. And then finally, question 6 is, say one word that you're hoping 2021 will be. And my one word for 2021, all I could think of is just better. It has to be better than 2020, 2019, 2018, and 2016. And it just has to be better. That is my goal, whether or not things roll over and we start getting back to normal. I just want next year to be better. Okay, and then of course, it's asking you to tag a friend. And when this video comes out, we're either like halfway through January or maybe even later. Sorry. But I will tag anyone who wants to do it, considering this is a kind of late tag and I don't want to pressure anyone to do it right now. But if you are hoping for anything in 2021, if you want to answer these questions, please take this opportunity to do so. And that is my New Year's book tag. I hope you enjoyed watching it. And honestly, the question that I really enjoyed was question 6. One word you're hoping 2021 will be. So I'm really curious what other people have for their word. So please comment that below, that your one word you hope 2021 will be. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.